Yeah, so I think it's happening here. Boom, shakalaka. So we should be live here. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Millennial Meltdown. My name is Rob. I go by RD. Um, it's a lot easier to say. I don't want anybody getting off easy, being able to just say my name with one syllable. So this is episode one, the first episode of the 11th best internet show on the internet. The Millennial Meltdown, where we're going to relive the glory days of pop culture from the 1990s to 2009. So I want you to go ahead, take that AOL disc that came in the mail, tell your sister, listen, you got to use the phone some other time, and pop that disc in. Let's go ahead and get connected. I'll be your host with the most. I'm the former mayor with an attic layer, R.D. Reinierson. So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and start us off right and just take a second to relive and to Steve's really excited about the show. Thank you. I appreciate that. Steve is the head guy here at Pop Culture Pros. He's the guy that's one of the heads of the network, if not the top guy. If there's anyone above him, then it freaks me out to think about that. But I'm really excited to be doing the show. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, so here we are. I'm going to take a nice deep breath, kind of reflect for a second, put myself back into the timeline of the glory days of pop culture. Maybe take a couple tie-dye gushers, mash them together, and pop those in your mouth. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of things I'm talking about. I want to be able to, as we go on with the show, kind of really get into the nitty-gritty of, the nostalgia of where you were and what you were doing during those times. For myself, for those who don't know me, I grew up in a small town. My mom was really active with the local movie theater, which was also a performing arts center. So I got an opportunity to really see all kinds of film and all kinds of dance and art and all different things. And it gave me a pretty cool, well-rounded view of things. I think, instead of just being into the normative things that were around at the time. But so this is pop culture, and that's where we're going to be. So give me just a second to get my social media lined up. Bear with me; it's my very first time doing this stuff. So if the tech doesn't come too easy, then we'll just we'll just let it is. Let it be as it is. We're all about keeping it cool over here. You know what I mean? So once I started getting this idea going here with the network, there's a bunch of different shows on Pop Culture Pros. Some of these guys do, really specific things like comic books. So there's a show that's like dedicated like just to the Mets, just to the New York Giants, which I'm a Giants fan, so that's cool. I'm not really sure who all likes the Mets anymore. I remember nostalgia, right? I remember my ninth grade earth science teacher was a huge Mets fan. And I remembered that they won the World Series in 1969 and 1986 only because there was a poster in her room that said that. So anyway, so there's a bunch of different shows on the network. I wanted to get introduced to some of the other hosts on the network, this team that I'm going to be a part of. And so what I decided to do was ask a series of questions for these people. Like just kind of, not like, hey, where do you live? Where are you from? If you hop on here, if you see any of the comments, go ahead and tag where you're at. But not the normative questions, because I'm not the normative guy, I guess. So my questions were more along the lines of, what's your top 5 children's movies, overall, like favorite movie or show, game show, television series, franchise or corporate restaurant, because it can't be something that's like, well, in my hometown, the local diner there had the best this. Yeah, probably, but we're talking about the overwhelming aura of nostalgia when we're talking about, reliving the glory days of this stuff. So I'm thinking, like it's got to be a franchise. The whole point of these things is that everything's supposed to look, the same. and taste the same. So that way, you know, if we want to discuss something, you could really compare it. You know, you could really compare it to what it is. So I wanted to know, you know, like, what are your top 5 corporate restaurant or franchise restaurant? And how about like movies you rented? You know, I want to get to know somebody. I want to know what kind of movies that they like to rent. And how about concerts or bands that you did see or that were on like your sort of wish list? You know, maybe it's not something that you did get a chance to check out, but, you know, I mean, I wish I could have. And of course, all of this happening only during the greatest era of all time that I can remember, 1990 to the year 2009. So a little bit about me. I'm 38 years old. I graduated in 2001. So I'm the class of 2001. You know, I remember the controversy at the time of being like when the true millennium was, because, you know, when someone's born, they're not 1 year old, you know, or 1 year old. So the class of 2000 is whether or not that was the class of the new millennium. You know, I mean, it could be argued that the Rage, of course. Yeah, Russell said Rage. Thanks, Russ. Thanks for popping on. Yeah, so Rage definitely is in there. As you know, I was supposed to go see Rage and run the Jewels this summer with Russ out in Buffalo, and it just didn't happen, obviously, because of COVID. So yeah, but definitely, like, and I'm thinking like specific Rage would probably be. I mean, like Woodstock '99 might as well. Newman's Millennium Party, quite lame. There you go. Newman. That's so great. So what I did was I asked these these people, what are some of your favorites? I'll give you some of mine before we get to that. And I didn't look. I have in advance notice. I didn't know if anybody was going to pop on, if any of the hosts are watching, you know, if anybody wants to hop on, or if you're watching. How about that? How about if you're watching and you have a constructive where you were in a moment and you feel like going on the internet and you have access to a cell phone with a video or something, and you're in an appropriate setting and want to say hello, man, let me know. I could probably make that happen, although I'm not going to try and get too techie with this the control knobs here. You know, it's a little overwhelming. I feel like Homer Simpson sitting at that big nuclear belt, and he's got just the little hen just one button. That's all you got to do, Homer. One button, man. Yeah. So let's get back. That's one of the things that you'll find out about me is that I do have a habit of rambling a little bit into different subjects. They used to call that attention deficit disorder. The camera's outstanding. Diagucci, Sabatino. Diagucci. That's because. So Steve's going to throw in the link if you want to hop on. Go ahead and click that, and I'll note it. I'll get a notification if you do or not. And listen, don't, you know, I mean, I might have to screen you a little bit. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? So just come correct. If you want to come out, I'll make you famous. I'll put you on the internet. But yeah, so thank you. So that's the link if anybody wants to join in. So the camera's outstanding. I appreciate that. I just want to put that up there because I can see his face. I'm not sure if everyone else can see his face, but there's my boy right there. He's a good guy, and he's all about those old school Italian card games. Diagucci. So yeah. So if I don't get back to it here, again, I'm gonna lose it out. So it was top 5 children's movies. Then it was overall favorite show. Favorite television series, franchise or corporation, restaurant, movie rental. Although I'll be honest with you, I hope that somebody else did this. When I was filling out my own questionnaire, I accidentally realized that that's right. I accidentally realized that I didn't really rent too many movies, man. I could go to like any movie. Listen, I could go watch any movie I wanted. Any movie at the movie theater. I might have to put some popcorn and stuff in some cups, or I might have to change the letters on the marquee or something, or sweep. And if it was like a big crowd of people, I mean, they had like a leaf blower. It's actually kind of fun. But so I didn't really rent too many movies. I rented games though. So that's where I'm going to get into with that. And then, you know, the last category was concerts or bands that you saw or wished you saw. So we'll get into my top 5. How about that? Wow, we've plowed through 10 minutes of internet, just so you know. All right, so my top 5. I wrote them down so that I wouldn't forget what they were. And my top 5s are, and then they're in no particular order. I don't really do that, and it's fair for everybody who answered these questions from the staff over here. Kudos and congrats. I appreciate it. I'll never hold you to it unless when I look at it, it's something like, you know, I don't know. I'm not really a judgmental person, but if it's something like just completely just out there, I can't think of an example per se, which is a good thing, but I get it. I won't hold you to it. But I say things like, I'm more into this right now than I am, you know, than I don't like this, or that I do, or that I don't like that. So we'll get into the first one here. So my top 5 children's movies of my era, and these are the ones that I could think of today, sitting in an attic, in between raising children. So first one, Little Giants. Little Giants is one of the best movies ever, period. But as far as a kid's movie goes, The Little Giants teaches you all kinds of things, not just about football, but about building a go-kart, and that if you have a go-kart in the 90s, you're going to do some pretty awesome shit. That's just how it works. So if you've got a go-kart and you can, Little Giants, yes, thank you. Little Giants, baby. I mean, it's the greatest. I still say things to my kids like, when he's like, it's his lunch. You know, he got hit in the head and they thought it was blood, and it's peanut butter and jelly. And he's like, oh, and there's cheese puffs in there. And he's like, crunchy or puffed? And he's like, puff. And he's like, Ed O'Neill's just like, wimp. That's the greatest. I mean, that's just so awesome. And the little snot bubbles and stuff, you know. I mean, it's just a great movie. And of course, Rick Moranis is just a triumphant human being in general, let alone being a tremendous actor. And of course, overcoming. Listen, and when you win as a little giant, you be gracious. It'll have both our names up there. Excuse me. So yeah, Little Giants, that's my number 1 for the children's movies. Little Rascals is the second of that generation, and just for sentimental value, it's just a really good movie. There's, you know, I got a pickle, hey, 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 hey. I mean, it's just a great movie. It's a great kids movie. The dog is great. You know, the characters in it are great. You know, you can just easily quote it. Dear Darla, you know, I say this to Britt, she's, you know, my partner. Dear Dar, I hate your stinking guts. And she'll look at me and she'll be like, you are the scum between my toes. Every time. It's just such a great movie. I mean, and we're, you know, there's a couple years in between us. Sorry, I got things rocking over here, but there's a couple in between us. So it's not like, you know, we grew up watching that movie together or anything, you know, not from the same state. That's how you do it, boys. Gents, people, anyone that's you. States away is that's how you win the gene pool game. So when you're from a small town, I guess you're like, no, states away, everything's fine. So back to my top 5. So the next one is Heavyweights. Heavyweights is a great movie. I can't think of the name of the people that are in it, but I mean, it's most memorable. Has a little guy that did certain movies that you might remember, like Zoolander. You know, he's like, you know, he's white, so he's always playing. Ben Stiller's always playing these like eccentric characters, and in Heavyweights, it's just a great movie. It's about these kids. You know, I mean, I'm a chunky guy, so I mean, like, I was a chunky kid, fair enough to say. And in that movie, of course, there's again a go-kart, and I'm going to say for the second time that if you have a go-kart or access to a go-kart in the 90s, I mean, at this point now, it's a little late. You also need access to a time machine, which I feel like if you have access to that, it's the point of the, what's the point of the go-kart? But if you have access to a go-kart, you will win. You will beat people that are better than you. You will beat people that are more deserving than you, that train very, very hard. Go-kart. That's all you need. So it's these kids, they're at summer camp, and it's a summer camp specifically for heavyweight kids. And of course, they're up against these the camp champions from the other side of the lake. And it's a good movie. It's a wholesome movie. It's a funny movie. And when you're a boy like myself, it gives you a sense of hope. Anyway, so, and I'm going to hop on to the next two. I'll go in pretty fast, although the one gets a special nomination just because it's got a spot in my heart. But the first one, Blank Check. Blank Check's a great movie. Blank Check is one of the best movies ever. Again, go-karts. Sinbad has a cameo in it, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe that's Shazam. I'm not sure. That happens to me all the time. I get the Nelson Mandela effect thing all the time. Again, I'm doing this era of pop culture because it's the parts of it that I remember the most. Taking a few shots to the head, just in general. But yeah, Blank Check's a great movie. What would you do? That's a great movie, Blank Check. Yeah, thanks, maybe. Thank you for stopping on. Hello. Blank Check is a great movie. It is a great movie, and all it takes to get that money is to just got to get hit by a limousine. It's not hard. It's not hard to get hit by a limousine if that's what you're into. You just got to look for one and say, hey, what's up? Do you wanna walk through here with my bike and hit me with your limousine and give me a blank check? And with that blank check, I'll just honestly give you, the value of what it's supposed to be for a new bike because you broke it. Sure. It's logical. Blank Check is a great movie. It appeals to the fantasy of like every kid like me who like all you had was a bike. All you had was a bike, and then you can get a blank check. Whoops, I'm trying to click. Oh, you guys are having that. See, I'm just getting the comments here. I'm just learning how this works. Like someone says, hey. These are people who like normally check out shows on the network, and I'm over here like putting them on social media. My bad. I do see that there's a guy backstage. It's a crazy little platform that this network uses, where it allows people to go. It allows people to go backstage, and like I can see that they're back there, and whether or not they are or not. So I do have somebody that's backstage. So this is a guy who's coming on. I've never met him before, which is cool. But I have seen some of the stuff that he's got going on Pop Culture Pros. So I'm gonna try to do this and pronounce the name correctly. I think it's Camus, but it may not be. So anyway, so here's a person I'm gonna bring on the show. So welcome to the show. There we go. Man, I'm so sorry I hopped us both out of there for a second.
Oh, no problem, dude.
Welcome to the show. Ed, please explain to people who are watching who are probably, I'm sure they know who you are, any of these people that are here. Because I don't think any of these people are here for me, just Sabatino is a guy I know, and maybe Russ. But explain to them your show, explain to them what you do. And I've got the email here of your top 5. You got them back to me, so that's kind of cool. Let me dig through those while you're explaining that, if you don't mind.
If you're familiar with Pop Culture Pros, I'm Ed from both Empire 161 show, where we cover the New York Yankees, and we also cover Star Wars, weirdly enough, in the Yankees off season. So we mix that together a little bit. And then Granny's Peach Tea, which we cover comic book movies and shows and, whatever news comes up related to those subjects. So yeah, that's pretty much that's our thing, man.
That's awesome. Listen, I checked you guys out the one day. I was like, because I wasn't sure what time things come on, and I was just getting ready to get in the shower. There's 6 kids here in my house, man. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm hopping in. I'm like, I see the show come on. I'm like, oh, comic books, cool. Let me hop in there because like I like comic books. Some of my friends do, like Eric Az likes comic books, but my son loves comic books, and I'm like, well, let me check this out. Oh no, you guys get into it, man. I mean, that is like, listen, if you are on here and you are one of my friends and you like that, listen, if that's something that you're like super into, this is something you want to check out for sure. This is something you want to check out for sure.
No, thanks a lot, dude. I mean, that means a lot. Yeah, we're into it, man. Me, Tony, Jason, we're all about, like, you know, we love movies in general, but we also just happen to like comic books too. So we're like, all right, we mix the two together, and boom, it's perfect for us. Yeah, we know there's a lot of people on Pop Culture Pros who were into that thing, so we're just like, all right, why don't we do a show about it? And just kind of like you're doing your thing here, man. This is awesome, man. I mean,
oh, thanks, I appreciate it.
90s, 2000s. I mean, we're all around that same age where this is our wheelhouse. So, absolutely.
Right. That's what I figured, you know, and it's cool when you have people like that are on the show with you guys, because I've seen, you know, the banter's good. You know, it's not enough I feel to just as here I am a professional, as in my, you know, I'm almost 35 minutes into this. It's not enough sometimes to be entertaining to just know something. You know, people have good banter, you know, and that's how that works out. You guys are good to watch. It was entertaining. I could listen. I don't have to necessarily watch. I like the fact that I could listen. Mm-hmm. Which, if Brittany, that's my part. If you're watching, Britt, I listen. You know, there's proof of it right here. Here's someone that I've met from the internet. So look at that. So loving this. Lots of amazing shows. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's definitely. I'm definitely glad that there are people checking this out. So, Ed, I am going to go through your top 5 movies with you right here while you're on, because my last of the top 5 and one of your top 5 is, because I'm just now seeing yours, is the same. So I don't know if did you do yours in any specific order, like top to bottom, or?
No. I kind of just threw it out there, and for the children's movies, I had a tough time. What is this? I told you. Oh wow, Chris jumping in here about his.
Yeah, we're getting right to it, right?
Wow, man, he getting killed right now. I'm just kidding. Yes, he did. This Bucks won Super Bowl. He caught me on the Super Bowl preview show. Now, listen, tops to the Bucks. They won all. Kansas City's got their butts captains. But yeah, we're talking about what was the last two? Share your.
Yeah, sure. So the one that inspired me when I was a kid to play baseball the way that I did was the Sandlot. Listen, the Sandlot is the greatest 4th of July sequence ever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In any movie ever. And I actually had that rigged up. I was going to try and do a screen share because I figured at this point I'd be by myself still. You know what I mean? I wasn't really sure what was going on. So I had that rigged up in the back, but I was going to bring that on, but I'm not going to now. But I'm going to say, Sandlot, listen, man, like, you know, I've been planning it for years, right? I mean, I've made my profile picture on social media before, you know, Squints, man. I mean, that's like, it's just the greatest. It's just the greatest. It's the greatest movie, in my opinion, as a child that you could watch. You know, so and the other ones that you had on here, of course, Little Giants. Again, I had Little Giants on. There's a great movie. What was your favorite scene in the Little Giants there? What do you think, if you could pick one?
Man, that was, you know what's funny is I really struggled with top children's movies in the 90s. It's funny because I was a teenager at that point. And
right.
I really struggled with it because I didn't see a lot of children's movies like Lion King, and I have never seen The Lion King. Yes, as much as I love movies, I've never seen any incarnation of The Lion King.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm not sure. I can't even why. That's not
right.
I've seen. But I don't really have a favorite thing per se from Little Giants. I would probably say I could. Maybe I have to go into the I don't dislike Little Giants.
Right.
So
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Ed, your microphone is breaking up. I don't know if you can hear that at all. Sorry, thanks for Chris. I wasn't sure if that was number me. Yeah, listen, Sandlot is number one. Try your mic again. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's like really glitchy. I'm not sure if someone else is hearing that, if it's just me. Give me 2 seconds here. I've got another. I'm going to put you on standby here for a second. I've got somebody else backstage. Another one of the show hosts now. People here are probably pretty familiar with this one. It's really how I found the network was watching this guy here. So I'm not going to say too much about it. He's one of my better friends. So this is from the A to Z program. Eric Sands. Eric.
Hey.
How's it going, man?
How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
What's up, bro? What's
show, up, man? Do you dig it?
I'm digging it. I got my liquor. I got my headband on. I'm watching. I'm in, man.
Nice. No, that's perfect. Listen, man. So the category is the top five children's movies, 90s to 2009. I had Ed on here. Let me see if I can pull him back on here. Let's see if his mic is.
I'm down, dog. I'm down, dog.
Perfect.
I got the rock pile.
Are you there?
Ed, speak to me.
Eric, can you hear him?
I can't hear Ed. Ed, I can't hear you, bro.
I can't hear him. Let me try this. How about now? Oh, it says your mic's not connected. That's what it's telling me. Anyway, Eric, while Ed's getting that figured out, Eric, Ed, just jump in if you do get it on there. We'll know. Eric, so I've got your top 5.
Yeah, man.
Children's movies here. So let me
that's
see.
Right.
Here. Let me see. You did kids movies. Parent Trap. Yo, Parent Trap. Parent Trap's a great movie.
I loved it. Parent
Trap is a great movie. Which version?
I like the Lindsay Lohan one with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because that's the general. So that's the one that you would pick over the other two.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hang on one second. Let me pull back into your list. Let me see here. So you got Pocahontas. Pocahontas is a great movie, and I love the art in Pocahontas, and the soundtrack is amazing.
That's what I like about it too. The visuals, they really did a good job with the color, because I like color, as you know, and I just Pocahontas was one of it, and it's just I don't know. I mean, they screwed it up. Whatever, I don't care. It was a fun movie. It was great.
I mean, it was a good movie. I like Pocahontas. I remember getting the plates from McDonald's from the different Disney movies.
Yeah.
And having one was Pocahontas. It was like the little I don't remember what the character's name was, but it was the little raccoon. And I remember, it was Captain Smith and the little raccoon, and we'd eat on that every day.
Yeah, what was the raccoon's name? That's a good one. Anybody know the raccoon name? Let us know.
Yeah, holler that out.
Is the mic back on?
It was. Yeah, you're there.
Ed! What's up, Ed?
Yeah, what's up, Eric? What's going on, Eric? Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Come on.
We're not doing this here. We're not doing this here. We can do this on A to Z.
We won't do it here. We do that on mine. Yeah,
we're here for our RD.
Nico.
So.
Yeah.
Yo, so I love the fact that you guys have the side stuff going on. I can't wait to be a part of that. Nico was the name, Eric.
Nico.
Of the record. And what was it? Flick.
Flick
was
yeah.
That was the what's it called?
Nardo, you did it. Nardo, you did it. Nardo gets a shout out for dressing like me tonight. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, I saw the Miko. Oh wait.
It was Miko.
We were up with the thumbs up. Yeah, it was Miko. Typo. Miko. Oh wait. There's multiple pronunciations. I see.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let me see. Then you've got. I believe you both had Home Alone in there. You have Eric. You have Home Alone 2.
I do.
You have Home Alone 2. Yeah. I know, right? Listen, I'm like. Listen, I thought about this. I'm like, hey, let me hop on this network and have fun with you guys. Oh, by the way, here, give me like 6 friggin' pages of assignments for you. You know what I mean? My bad.
The children's
My
movies
bad.
was the hardest thing for me to rank on both sides. I'm serious. Like, I couldn't believe how many I just kind of ignored for a minute. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I had to check to see if the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, and it barely made it at 90. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I can add that in.
I had a
Listen,
couple of them too, Ed. I had a couple of them too.
Yeah,
And
right.
speaking of that movie, had a great conversation with somebody in the Pop Culture Pros group earlier about the best slice of pizza. In my opinion, one of the best slices of pizza ever in history is the opening scenes there of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they're eating that slice of pizza. That's so amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I even remember as a kid, they did some like cross promotion for that movie with like Elio's. And I remember, as a kid, they'd hook you in with anything. And I ran to my father like, oh, I want to get the Elio's pizza because it's Ninja Turtles, blah, 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 blah.
Because it's nothing like it.
Yeah, he was like going to backhand me or something. He's like, dude, you live in New York. Get the hell out of here with Elio's frozen pizza. What the hell's wrong with you?
No, that's perfect. That's so funny. Yeah. I can only imagine. Let me see here. While we're on this, I got, let me see. This is Nardo's. Let me see. Yeah, so Jessica Nardo. Okay, so top 5. She had Now and Then. I'm not sure what Now and Then is.
Isn't that a hard candy?
No,
Now
that's
and later. Now and later.
Now and later. Now
That's
and
a big
later.
90s. That's a big 90s thing too. I mean, we were in, I'm sure even upstate in like Deposit and everything. You guys were inhaling Now and Later's like crazy.
We were. We were.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Remember the Will Smith album where he had that song on there about all the different candies? And he sang that one song. It might even been called Candy. And he's like, I want to kiss on you now and later, and we'll like starburst through the Milky Way and all that same stuff, man. It works. I mean, it works. Will Smith, but you know what I mean?
Clever
Let me
shit.
see. Yeah. So Eric's rounded out the top 5 here. Let me see with.
I'm drinking wine, dog.
I was
Right out
going to
the
ask
bottle.
you, dude, what are you pounding down over there, man?
That's so great. Eric also had Sandlot. Isn't that awesome?
How is it
Everybody
not on
loves
the Sandlot? The Sandlot resonates
for
with
real.
everybody.
You know how much shit I would have got if I didn't put that on there? Come on.
That's true. I mean,
No, for sure.
he would have been banned from Empire 161. Like, never. Even never. Come on again.
Ed would have put a giant lock on that, man.
So she said it was the female Stand By Me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that, I guess. How could I? I've never heard of it.
Cool.
I can't say that I can't say that I have either.
I've never heard of it, but I mean,
No
is it
idea.
Like
Maybe I should watch
Eric,
it. Maybe we should watch it now.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to. I don't know. It sounds like something I'm not really into, dude. No offense. Sorry. So how about if you guys want to go poke a dead body, but it's like a bunch of girls instead? Didn't they just do that with the Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. What year did that come out? Anybody? Hop on there. Let me know. I'll check it out.
I'm sure Nardo knows.
Christina Ricci and Demi Moore. Okay. I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Chris is
It sounds aight.
maybe that's why they're drinking the wine to get it going. You know what I mean? You got to watch that movie.
Nardo.
Yeah. Sweet Walter's good. You should try the rosé. That's what Britt drinks, man. I like Sweet Walter's good stuff, man. All right. So let me see. I got to hop back in here so I can get on track. I just think it was cool that you guys both had the same movies on there. Let me see. So the boss had Mrs. Doubtfire. It basically all the same movies, but he added Mrs. Doubtfire. That's a great movie. That really is a great movie.
I don't know if it was like a kids movie or not, or which to put that under, but I guess so. It makes sense.
For Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's true. It was telling you some pretty irresponsible stuff.
I mean, it's aight.
That's Eric's way
I
of
lost my
saying,
headphones.
yeah,
It was bad
not
fun.
my bag.
It's aight. Yeah,
It's aight, Sam.
It's all good, dog.
That's so funny.
I ain't fronting up in this B.
All right, so we'll move on. We'll move on to the next category. Let me see. The next category that I had here was overall favorite show. So the overall favorite shows for the era. This is a hard one for me because I usually love or hate most things. I don't really have like a top or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But for my favorite movie ever, I'm just going to go ahead and read a little something that I had prepared, and let me tell you, see if you guys know when I'm going to get it or when you know what it is. So I'm going to try to do my best. Eric might get this one. That was the Partridge Family's Doesn't Somebody Want to Be Wanted, followed by Edison Lighthouse's Love Grows Where My Rosemary Goes, as K. Billy Super Sounds of the 70s Weekend just keeps on trucking. Reservoir Dogs, man. Come on, man. Isn't that the greatest movie ever?
Dude, I still think that's my favorite Tarantino flick.
Yeah. Oh, there's some great Tarantino flicks.
Yeah, but I think Reservoir Dogs is still my personal favorite, though.
How about when he was when they put on the Stuck in the Middle with You and he's doing the whole thing?
And he's and he cuts his ear and everything.
Oh man,
he talks it. He talks into the ear. He's like, "Hello." You know, come on, man, that's so crazy.
That was awesome.
That's the best. Yeah, that's the best movie. I guess I got to learn that there's a little bit of a delay in this. So I mean, I should let people shout it out in the comments when they know something.
Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It's just that
Right. Okay. Let me see here. So I've got I got to keep bouncing back and forth. I'm sorry. So let me see. We'll get to Eric's. Let me see here. He's got TV shows, rented movies. All right. So Eric's favorite movies: Revenge of the Sith. Okay, Revenge of the Sith. It's a great movie. I saw that movie in the Deposit State Theater.
I think I did too.
Actually, Farachi just watched it apparently a couple of days ago for the first time ever. What the hell is up with that?
Really?
Ed, we've been trying to get him to get into Star Wars for years. He's
what
like,
is that about?
He's like tiptoeing through it, man. He has never even was part of anything with that.
He's like one of 5 people on the planet who has never seen Star Wars. What is that about?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
No, for sure. I mean, and it's just it may be suspect to have like popculturepros.com and have not seen the Sith.
But we're here to back. We got his back though. We're here to have his back.
We're on movies or shows. The boss wants to know, are we on movies or shows? Listen, I wrote down movies in one email and shows in the other. Just wait till you see how twisted I'm going to get when it comes down to the rented movies. Because I didn't even put a rented movie. I put video games for mine because I just played video games and I rented them. Let me see here. So Chris says we're too old for him. That's good, Chris. You're too young for me. Let me see. It was never interested.
Chris, how old are you? 5?
Yeah, Star Wars is great, man. You were never into Star Wars, ever. I mean, it makes sense. My son's super into it. He made a book. Lane, you know Lane. He made a book that was like all the different lightsabers and the different handles and the different crystals and what they did and all that stuff. So we super nerd over here. It's pretty good.
No, that's Tim Sabala territory. I even, as much as I love Star Wars, I got to lean into him for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I concede to Tim on Star Wars everything, man. I mean,
every single time.
As big a fan as I am, I'm not even close, man. No, not even close.
Yeah, whenever we get into that on Empire, I'm always just like, I'll handle the Yankee stuff. You run with the Star Wars stuff, and I'm your co-pilot then.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean that makes sense. You got to go with what works and what your strengths are, right? I mean that's the whole thing of teamwork. Let me see, pulling in here. We'll grab one of Eric's. So Eric's top movies. Oh, we just did Eric's. We did Revenge of the Sith.
What's Ed got? What's Ed got?
Ed's is. I gotta find where his is again.
Hold on, you're talking about overall favorite movies from the.
Yeah. I'm pulling out one of your overall favorite movies that you wrote down. But
I can tell you right now, Fight Club.
Good. Fight Club. Oh yeah, no, dude,
Fight
for
Club.
sure. Fight Club's a great movie. Hey, you just broke rule number 1, first of all. Right?
Exactly. I don't care. We're talking about it now because I'm not in it. I mean, even though Eric keeps on wanting to talk about like a Fight Club going on, which we're not going to get into.
Good. That's so great. No, yeah. I am Jack's quivering colon.
It's like the quintessential '90s movie. I mean, like seriously,
it really is. No, it really is. It's another one of those ways. You caught me at a weird time in my life, kind of flicks. It's kind of cool. What was the guy's name? They all chant when he died. Bob. Bob had bitch because I don't want to say that like that, but like, what was his name? His name was like Robert Carlson or something.
Robert Paulson.
Yeah.
Paulson. Oh, yeah. His name was Robert. Oh, I get it. Only in death can you have a name. And he's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Stop. Like, you guys are crazy. And he's like, yeah, no, it makes sense.
So did you guys see the twist coming the whole time? Or did you not know it? Honestly, the first time you saw the movie.
I had no idea.
I didn't know. I didn't read the book or anything like that beforehand.
Yeah. No, and there's people who say, because of the foreshadowing in the beginning with the cell phone or on the payphone and all that stuff, that like, oh, that was the first indicator. Yeah, maybe. maybe if you read the script, but like for everyone else, it wasn't.
I didn't see it coming.
No, not at all. It just blew my mind, and it's funny because like Fight Club became. I think like most people probably have a list of movies you turn to when you're kind of like homesick for the day, and things like that. And weirdly enough, Fight Club is one of those movies that I'll turn on when I don't feel well, and I don't know what that says about me. It could be some crazy shit going on, but Fight Club, American Psycho, it's very weird. We don't need to dive too far into that, but they're '90s movies, so it's okay.
Right, right for sure. They are perfect movies. I was just recently working in an office where there was like nothing to do because it was closed, and because of COVID. So all I did was sat and watched movies, and I mean, it was crazy to see the movies that I had downloaded. I mean, they were all from back in the day. I mean, they're all like Pirate Bay movies, from like back in the day. So it's just kind of cool to see that like Big Top Pee Wee, and I'm trying to think of the other one. Royal Tenenbaums was one. I'm trying to think of another. I can't think of the other movie that I watched on there. It was Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints. Those are just the movies that I went to.
Another good one.
Yeah. Let me see. Tim says,
"What's there he up, is, guys? My man."
You guys see him. Checking in. So moving on. I'll go through the other couple movies that I had on here. Was Independence Day. That I just feel like that's a great movie. If you're my age or maybe a little bit more, you might know that every line of that movie. I mean, basically, name one person who hasn't seen Independence Day. Have you?
It's funny. I saw Independence Day like when it came out on video. Like I actually didn't see it in the theater, so I was very late to that. And I don't think it resonated with me the way that a lot of people like the big explosion of how popular it was. I got it super late. And I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know. Right. I didn't fall in love with it for whatever reason that was. I think it's because it was late. I was late to the party.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Wow.
All right.
All right, now I don't feel right.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, Eric, I've hung out with you, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean you haven't seen that whole movie? That's so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great quotes. I just think there's too many great quotes from that movie.
Oh yeah, there are. I just haven't seen it.
Overall favorite there. I know before it was like confusing because the banner said overall favorite movie or show. Well now it just says overall favorite. So Independence Day is so called classic. I remember the movie case was like holographic. It had the scene of like the spaceship just blowing up the White House. Remember you moved in. It was like, oh yeah, it was great. Not to be seen. Could have been at a barbecue. Yeah, exactly. See, the boss gets it. That's why he let me on here, I guess, because we're just bonding over the Independence Day. Eric has moving on. Eric has League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and X-Men's Origin Wolverine. Both are good movies. I didn't see the X-Men's Origin Wolverine, but wow, I can't believe those fit into the year.
07? 08? 08?
Yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine is around that time.
What about one of the big one I had on there? Mortal Kombat.
I didn't even see it. I must have skipped right over it.
Mortal Kombat for its time.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Finish him.
I mean that remake I'm actually pretty excited for because I am too. I think they're gonna crush it with that.
Oh yeah.
The trailer that I saw on Pop Culture Pros, that's where I saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Which one, Tim? You saw it at midnight on the 68th and Broadway. Which one are you talking about? I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments. Let me see here. So we're back to. I got too many browsers open here to try to figure out where I'm at.
Yeah, Eric. I think when the day comes and we get to going through on Granny's PC when we start doing the Fox era X-Men movies, you might want to not watch the episode about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't think you're going to like it very much.
You guys going to shit all over it?
I mean, I think that's actually being a nice.
He just jumps to it.
That's being absolutely nice. That's being very kind.
It's what how you were talking about how like when you're homesick and there's the comfort movies. That was one for me.
Really?
Because like I had a lot of downtime at that time of my life, and like I had that movie. And I watched it and I got into it. Rambo, like the Rambo one where he was in Burma. That's another one. That's another one that's a comfort to me. Like watching Rambo just eviscerate people. It just makes me feel good.
You You remember watching Sidekicks, Eric? You just had me, the whole thing of like, Rambo. Remember that movie Sidekicks with Chuck Norris?
Oh yeah,
where he was like, so that was like the quintessential like, it's like staying home sick. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Remember the flash through scene where like the bad guy's in there, and he's like, put more razor blades in the bubble gum and things like that, all evil, and he's having the little flashbacks, whatever. Like those are, that's awesome, man. Thanks for bringing that up. That you just made it like two little bubbles connected in my brain and brought that memory back for me, Eric. I appreciate that.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
So listen, so that we can get out of these favorites and movies, I'm just gonna go over my last couple here. I had Forrest Gump, just because again, that's like every person's ever seen that movie. I mean, I don't know, that's my boat. I say that's my boat every time I see a boat. That's my boat. Name her Jenny. The whole nine. It's just how can that not be on there? Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead's a great movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I would listen to just the soundtrack of that movie just because I think it's so awesome. And I totally dig the humor, and I like seeing where some of the characters are now. Because some of them are on different things. And Can't Hardly Wait. Have you guys ever seen Can't Hardly Wait?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I know Tim's a big Can't Hardly Wait fan.
It's the best movie ever.
I saw it once, and I'd probably have to rewatch it, but
it's really good. It's just got so many cameos in it. It's got so many cameos in it. There's a lot of cool things in it. As my lifestyle works out too, I have a lot of opportunities to say things like, these brownies suck, the pop brownies and all that stuff. And it's just, it's really funny. So I love that movie. Yeah, see, Tim says yes. Dude, Can't Hardly Wait is like the best. Kenny is like the best. What's his name? Seth Green, is that his name? Yeah, he plays in that. It's the best, man. It's just the funniest movie. It takes me back to like high school. Can't Hardly Wait was pretty cool. I'm like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life, right? Seems like it was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, Can't Hardly Wait was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
I guess. He seemed like a nice guy.
No, he is. Listen, but guess what? It's movies, right? It shows.
Yeah.
It's all subjective. Hey, whatever you like it. Listen, Eric loves X-Men Origins Wolverine. I despise it, but it's all good. I never
saw that one. Yeah, no, exactly. I never saw that one. I never saw the Origins one. However, everyone in my house has. These guys, movies a lot.
I like it because he was a better Sabretooth Victor Creed than I thought in the original one. I like
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I like the depiction of Tyler Mane. I think they could have done a lot more, but Liev Schreiber did.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm with you on that. It was definitely one of the highlights of that one.
Yeah, it's actually my favorite part of the movie is him. It's really over Hugh Jackman. He did a phenomenal job in that.
Yeah, no, Hugh never goes wrong.
Oh yeah, no, Hugh Jackman's awesome.
God,
I'll have to check that one out and do a review on that one, Eric.
Dude, Liev Schreiber in that he'll make your skin crawl, man. He's just it's so great.
Just what I'm looking for. Perfect.
Just what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I gotta say to Tim, he's like, Mike Dexter's a role model. Mike Dexter is an asshole. That's the best movie ever, man. I'm telling you. Thank you, Tim. We just became best friends. So that's so great. So I'm going to hop into game shows. A lot of people said they didn't really check out too many game shows, which I mean, I get it. Like maybe you didn't, but I mean, maybe you're forgetting some of the game shows that we had back then were like, American Gladiators, man. I mean, everybody watched American Gladiators, right? See, when I sat down to think about it, I was like, oh man.
I didn't know if that qualified for like a game show though.
You won. It's a challenge, right? Yeah. So, I mean, hey, if you can avoid getting buckets of slime on Nickelodeon, you can avoid that
Double Dare. Double Dare. Dope. You want to know some Double Dare? I'm going to throw it right now because I know I gave you a blank list. Double Dare is my favorite show from that era of a game show and stuff like that. Double Dare was phenomenal.
Ed, I could see you doing the physical challenge and the obstacle course too. Like I could see you doing that. But
you would have me getting hurt or something for some crazy reason. I don't know why this keeps happening. I absolutely would do that. I'd get slimed in the whole thing. I don't give a shit. Well, whatever. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah,
I always wanted to be on Double Dare when I was a kid, man. It was so awesome.
Oh, it looked fun.
So cool.
And American Gladiators was great too. And plug for Eric is that when I used to watch like WWE Superstars on like Fox on Saturday morning, American Gladiators was right after that.
Yeah.
So boom, everyone who watched wrestling at that era watched American Gladiators because it was
right in. Yeah,
That's right.
No, exactly. I remember being like, if I had three tennis balls, right? Just three tennis balls and one Nerf rocket launcher, could I take out Diamond? I don't know. I feel like I could. You know what I mean? I feel like I could. I mean, in real life, yeah, so cool. Come on. And my other shows, Whose Line Is It Anyway? I think, I have to remember that show came out. It's a great show. It inspired a lot of people. Wayne Brady went, phenomenal stardom after that. He kind of came out through there. And then I have Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Remember that?
I remember that on PBS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard of
that.
If both your parents worked, you've seen Carmen Sandiego. We'll start with that one, right? Because it's like, what else are you gonna do? Put on the TV, the one channel. And then I've got let me see here, Fear Factor, just because it's a cool show. Joe Rogan was cool on that. I got to see a lot of people eat a lot of parts of animals that I normally omit from my diet. And Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Okay.
Kenny Blankenship and
Guy LaDouche.
Guy LaDouche. Yeah. Producer Dave. Woo!
What's up,
What's going
gentlemen?
on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, perfect. I had to chime in. I saw favorite game show. I was like, whoa, hold on a second. I need to jump in on this.
Absolutely. What do you got? What's your overall favorite game show from back in the Disney?
Oh man, there was a couple. I was really extremely big into Supermarket Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep. Oh, right.
Oh,
Wow, I forgot
Can you
about
hear me?
that one.
I did too.
Yeah, I can hear you. Supermarket Sweep. I forgot about that show. That's a good one. That's a real good one. It looks like you're glitching out. I mean, I could hear you, Dave. But yeah,
Sorry,
Supermarket
I'm messing with my internet.
Oh, no, that's okay. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, so more power to you, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just can't get it in there. Let me see. I'm trying to look. Ed, give me another show. You didn't really have one.
No, I didn't. I went in blank. But Double Dare, if you're gonna call American Gladiators another one, so that's two.
Yeah.
I mean, Price is Right's been around since like the beginning of time. So I mean, does that
Sure.
really count?
Sure. No, I mean it counts, right? It goes through the different eras and stuff. The things are more relevant to the times. Like I say, yeah, we'll give it to you.
I was actually going to ask Eric.
I'll allow it.
Eric, the original Tough Enough. Does that count as a game show? I mean, does it? I don't know. I love the original Tough Enough.
You are a contestant.
No,
but I don't know.
Show.
No, right? I didn't know to put it on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it is.
No. All right, so throw that out. Screw it.
Less competition, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I got another one that I like.
For sure. Absolutely, Farachi. That's 100%. If any of us were sick during that time, you threw on Price is Right at some point and you watched it along with like Supermarket Sweep and whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wrote yourself a note?
Yeah. Or whatever. Oh, yeah, I don't feel good. Yeah, exactly.
Dave, give me another one. You're a game show guy. Give me another one.
Shop Till You Drop.
Shop Till You
Anyone
Drop.
remember this one?
I do not.
That was another one.
I don't remember.
Like so basically, it was like if you were in a mall. So it was sort of like a Supermarket Sweep, but it'd be like in a mall, and you had to go grab prizes and see which one was worth more.
Okay. No, I mean it sounds legit. I mean, I don't know. When I was growing up, we only had control of the television like every once in a while, man. You know what I mean? So like if it wasn't I'm trying to think of the name of the show that had it was like they were like in a cave. It was a children's show, so like a Nickelodeon code. They're like all dressed up.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. That was another great show.
Temple, yes.
Guts.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, that's right. Mike, what's up? Mike is in the house.
Why is Tim not on here, by the way? Like, what the hell? What is he doing right now?
I'm just standing on the porch, hanging out.
Tim's hanging out. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do another. You want to move on to the next category? Let's do that. Let me see. I had television series. Let me see what television series were. So let me see. So the boss had Seinfeld as his top one, right off the get-go.
My man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good one. You know, I mean, obviously Seinfeld is it's the one.
It's the greatest comedy. I'm sorry, the greatest sitcom comedy ever
I celebrate
in history.
Festivus.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well, hold on, Dave. What are you saying? What is this?
Calm down.
No. All right, so what's better than Seinfeld?
Oh, I don't want to start the controversy off here,
You're
especially
gonna
since
come
I
out with
know.
something crazy. I know it. I already know. I can feel it. You're gonna come out with something crazy.
I love Friends more than I like Seinfeld. I'm sorry.
I'll say this right now. I have never seen one episode of Friends.
Thank you, Ed.
Ever in
Thank
my
you,
life.
Ed.
And I'm not hating on it. I'm serious. I really it's not a hate thing. I just never cared.
Ed, do
How did
yourself
Ed
a
become the
favor and
golden
don't
child?
watch Friends.
Never
Don't
watch
watch Friends. Don't even
Don't
watch
listen
it.
to him. He's biased. But you know what I will give Seinfeld? That you really didn't have to watch it sequentially to, watch the show. I did enjoy that. Where I can just watch a random episode and, okay, I don't have to watch the next one, or it won't be out of order and I won't be, lost. I did like that about it.
Yeah, I mean, you would get a joke here and there, like Art Vandelay and stuff like that, because it's been before, but if you didn't get it...
Or the Maestro.
Or the Maestro, yeah, there would be quick references, but it wasn't like, absolutely a must thing.
Tim's saying Singled Out. Singled Out Jen McCarthy.
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember really. I didn't really watch too much Singled Out. I'm trying to think of the one with the bus. What was that? I watched Next a lot.
Next, yeah.
Or Next,
that
where it's
was
like,
great.
hey, we've got 12 people sitting on a bus. We're all gonna get one chance to talk to this person for like 13 seconds and then do something cool. No, Next is a great.
My favorite thing about that show would be like when they'd come off the bus and the person's just like, yeah, next, and they're like, what? But I didn't even get a chance to talk to you. It's like, no, just keep it going.
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean? And they're wearing like something crazy. Like there's always that person that's like, I'm wearing that like old, it's like an old garbage bag, like vest that they made or something. And they're like, you're lost, girl. And it's like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? Sure, we'll just agree to disagree. So in shows, Eric has Law and Order, Northern Exposure, and I want to point out that Northern Exposure because it's not in my top shows, but Northern Exposure is a great show.
Great show. Such a great show.
It really is, man. That's one of those shows that when you were younger and you stayed home sick, and your parent either you had like your mom home or like in my case, my dad worked for the town, so he would come home for breaks. Because he lived right from where he worked, so like he would come home and like have like lunch or breakfast and like Northern Exposure would be on. I'd be like shit, you know what I mean? I have to watch this show now because my dad's here and like that's I'm in the living room. I have to suck it up and watch Northern Exposure. But as I got older, like I really liked the show. It was pretty good, So moving on here. So Ed, what was your favorite show? I'm trying to find your email here.
Of the 90s, 2000 era. I mean, 24 was up there for me. 24 and Seinfeld are probably my two favorite shows like ever. I mean, for different reasons. Like 24, I remember when I first started seeing like the trailers for it and the first season, I'm like, this isn't gonna work. What the hell are they talking about? A clock in an hour and what the hell's going on? Dude, that show, and Tim loves 24 too, by the way. Me and him are huge 24 fans. That I've never seen a show where you can have a cliffhanger every single commercial break. Back when you couldn't just like binge it on a streaming service or something. You were on the edge of your seat, like, oh my god, what the hell is gonna happen? I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta grab something to drink or something like that. I gotta be in my ass needs to be in my seat before this damn show comes back. And it hooked me for the entire time. Absolutely phenomenal show.
Guys, listen, I gotta tag out. I just wanted to pop in.
All right, Eric, awesome.
Show some love and respect because that's what I'm all about. I mean, it's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Plug your show. When can people catch your show?
Well, funny you say that, RD. The A to Z program airs every Monday at 7:30 with me and this gentleman down here, producer Dave, and we bring you probably the greatest talk show content available on broadband internet, and that's no lie.
Awesome, Eric.
Range.
Thank you for coming on here, man. And
wide range. We're just a talk show. We got nothing special. We got nothing. We are bringing love, peace, and harmony and laughter to the world.
Perfect.
My
Eric,
man.
thanks for coming on and sharing your nostalgia with us, my man.
Much love, my peeps. Talk to y'all later. No
Peace, Eric.
scene. Know what I'm saying?
Later, Izzy.
See you later, man. Be well.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man, that's so great. All right, so moving on. Let's jump television to Dave, producer Dave. How about a television series from you? Do you have one that
All
you
right,
can think of, or
so
did you give me a?
no,
Go ahead.
I didn't get a chance to put the list, but I got a couple
Okay,
right off
fine.
the top of my head. I
Sure.
saw one that was listed earlier. That's Boy Meets World. Boy Meets World to me, I thought was fantastic growing up. And another one that I really enjoyed was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That to me is one of my all-time favorite shows. Just not even 90s or 2000s related, just all time to me.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is an impactful show. So I take some slack watching series with my partner with Britt. She's like, "Oh, well, let's watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer." And I was like, I didn't really want to even get into it because I did not watch it back then. I'm not gonna lie to you. Wow, man. No, Buffy is incredible. It's got everything. It's got action. It's got drama. They talk about a lot of real life stuff. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like I had no idea that it was like, it was like the first to have like, like homosexual relationships and things like that. I mean,
Yep,
it's a big deal. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. Excuse me. It's a
And
great one.
and I think one of the great, like what you said, like it was one of the first show I think on television that showed like a homosexual relationship. But the other thing that I remembered from that show, and it's one episode, I forgot what show I talked about it on, but it was an episode where everyone always said that the show was good because of its witty writing. So Josh Whedon was like, you know what? If that's what you really think, I'm gonna show you guys something. He did an episode, the Gentleman episode, where like out of the 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, no one said an entire word because the demons came into town and these demons took everyone's voice.
Mhm.
So there was like talking at the beginning and talking at the end, but that whole entire episode was you didn't hear a word, and that was something you didn't see on television at the time. So I
It's
think it was very
crazy.
groundbreaking. So that to me is great.
That is crazy. No, that is definitely one of the things that I saw on the network was you making that reference. So I'm glad that you were here to bring that up again because no, it's 100%. That's spot on, and it's important to recognize those breakthroughs in entertainment. Because those are the kind of places where people's creativity rolls through. So it's important to have well-roundedness in those. I see some of the comments here. Vin is saying Xena. I didn't
Xena
watch.
Warrior Princess.
I didn't
Look at
watch
that.
it, but
Yeah.
listen, people in my house did. So I mean, I kind of did, but like I didn't watch it. But yeah, no, that I'm not gonna do the yell, but that the way she's screaming, it's crazy. It's crazy good. It's crazy good talent too. By what was her name? It was Lucy.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy
Yeah.
Lawless, yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was a badass. Yes, no, I mean she was a badass. That's for sure. There's no doubt. And I'm into like fight shows, fight movies, things like that. Like the Vikings and things like that. Like more modern things. Like I like to watch stuff like that. So maybe I'll give Xena a good run through, and we'll review some of that on the show. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. Let's jump into the next category. My shows on here that I had. Television series. I had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the
Absolute
best,
classic.
man.
Yep.
I mean, come on, it's the greatest. Fresh Prince, the Uncle Phil episode. I mean, it's like the Uncle Phil episode heard round the world. How come you don't want me and all those things, man. I mean, Will Smith and Carlson, of course, he was a breakdancer. Did you know that he had like one of those order from the internet, or well, back then it was like pay-per-view, learn how to break dance. I didn't know that. I had no idea until just a couple of years ago when I was like looking through the internet,
Nice.
thumbing through. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Dave, how about a television series? You got a favorite television series other than Buffy, or do you want to move on to Ed?
I actually pulled up my list. I'm gonna, I pulled up my list because I know you have like a bunch of lists, RD.
Oh man,
from
there's
all
like
of us.
12 across. Here.
Yeah, so I figured it'd be easier to stream it. So my 5 were Seinfeld, The Office, 24, Sopranos, and Entourage.
Entourage is good. I watched some of that. I
Ooh,
watched
Entourage.
Sopranos. Yeah, Entourage is good. And what was it? Go say that one more time. Say the list one more time.
Seinfeld, which we had talked
Seinfeld,
about,
yeah.
and Dave's giving me shit for over here. The Office, which I know they mentioned on Stream Wars earlier. There was some talk. There was some Office talk.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm just getting into The Office. The Office
The
is
Office
good.
is hilarious, absolutely
It
hilarious.
is.
They mentioned it earlier that you got to get through that first season. The first season is just not great, but then once you get past that, it looks like they found their footing.
Thank you, Nardo.
After that, and then the show just takes off.
Yeah, no, it's
24,
good.
which I can rave about until the end of time. And I got Farachi and Tim to back me up. Dave, nothing for 24? No 24.
I've never watched 24, so I don't have anything bad to say about it. I was more of a Prison Break type of guy, so I would have said that.
Well, you don't have to choose it. Just like you could watch Friends and Seinfeld, you didn't have to pick one. You could watch both.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's but hey, listen, if you want, you can find 24 on streaming somewhere and check it out, and maybe you guys chat on it on Stream Wars one day. The Sopranos, which
Sopranos is great. It's a great show.
And HBO has a lot of great shows, and it might be their greatest show, arguably.
No, for
Sopranos
sure.
was phenomenal.
Absolutely.
To hear the former cast of The Sopranos now like talk about like James Gandolfini and the way that he treated them and there's like a father to everyone on the set. I mean that's just I would love to have checked that out. Like I do this other thing in my private life where I kind of like blog and write about my experiences where I'm going and stuff because I'm moving to a different city. But I would love to have checked that out. That's my thing. I like to check things out. That's a set I would have loved to have been on. I guess the energy would have just been crazy. It's The Sopranos.
And then the other, my last of my top 5 was Entourage, which I know Farachi and Tim again was like a huge fan. And they used to have Sopranos on, and Entourage were back to back on HBO back in the day, and that's what I used to watch it. So it was like Sunday nights were like the event night on HBO, and it was awesome. Entourage was great. I even liked the movie. I know people try to shit on the movie eventually when that came out, but it was just like an hour. Exactly. Well, how could you not? If you love the show, of course you were gonna love that. And it was like an hour and a half long episode of Entourage. That's what the movie was. I mean, what did you expect it to be? I mean,
anything else? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Entourage was awesome.
Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't put the wrong there. What are the shows that I have on here? I'm going to go through my other ones real quick. Saved by the Bell, which again, Saved by the Bell is like the classic. I don't care how old you are, you grew up watching it because there were so many generations of it. From like Miss Bliss to the college years to where they were doing on the beach and they were working for the summers and then they got married. I mean, it was like a whole deal. It was like a whole deal. Saved by the Bell, but I also had the Magic School Bus because that's a dope show. Just a cool show. Hey, what are you doing? I'm going to go on a field trip and check out somebody's, small intestines. To me, it just sounds like something I'm into. And I'm going to say with the last one, Married with Children.
Yes.
Married with Children. So, man.
If it wasn't a top 5, I would have Saved by the Bell and Married with Children definitely would have made my list. But it got tough, man. It got really tough. Did you watch the reboot of Saved by the Bell on Peacock?
I watched a little bit of it. Britt did. Britt watched some of the newer stuff. I didn't really dig it as much, but I mean, I'm looking for that nostalgia. It's not the same show.
No, but I kind of thought it was like, I don't know if you guys also saw. Do you guys also watch Cobra Kai?
I didn't see Cobra Kai yet. I'm waiting. I'm a binger.
Exactly.
I'm a binger. You know what I mean? I got to binge.
So if you are a huge Karate Kid fan, which I love Karate Kid. Yes, even 3, which is garbage and whatever. Uh-huh. But the first 2 are awesome. But
what about the next Karate Kid?
I watched it once. Dude, I'm not even kidding. I watched it over the summer once because this is what COVID does to you. You start watching anything that comes on. And because I always pretend, it was like, I'm going to pretend it never happened. And I watched it once and it was impossible to get through. It was a lot. It was a lot. I had to walk my dog and take a break and stuff and mentally decompress. But yeah, it was rough. It was really rough. But my point was though, Cobra Kai, it gives you the nostalgia factor of the original movies, but it's also smart and self-aware and kind of makes it funny, but poking some fun at itself and the whole concept without satiring it. And that's kind of what I felt the Saved by the Bell reboot did also. It was a self-aware poking fun at the original, but not putting it down. And that's why I kind of dug it. Yeah, I know the focus is on a new set of kids, but you had Zach and Kelly, and it was there. And then you had Jesse, and they alluded to the whole "I'm so excited" thing, and they referenced that. It was
That's
really
the
funny.
best episode ever.
It's
man.
so smart. It is just really smart.
It is, and that's groundbreaking stuff. That's important stuff. I mean, that it was really important, but that's just so funny, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, if you love Saved by the Bell, I highly recommend you check out the reboot and watch it and get through the whole thing. It's really funny, and the episodes are like 20 minutes. You can you can jump on Peacock and knock it out. I did it during my 7-day free trial because there was no way I was paying for Peacock. So,
right?
Yeah, I knocked it out like a day or two, and I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. It's okay.
Fair enough. That's the best. That's just the best.
No, you're right. I was so excited, and then I was kind of scared at the end. I admit it. I was.
Dave, how about you? What do you got for a top television series? You got a top television series?
Let me think of something else. I guess one that I brought up a little earlier on the other show. Definitely.
What's the name of that show?
Yeah, go for it.
It is Street War Pros, and I would say one TV show that's getting brought back now on Paramount Plus that back in the day I watched a lot was definitely The Real World and Road Rules.
Okay,
those two were definitely ones I grew up with, and it made me love just reality TV, like good reality TV, and then it brought the challenge, and the challenge was something that to this day I still love and would be a dream of mine to ever get on that show.
Just to do the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I love when they reference things like that in other shows moving forward, like like one of Roger Smith's characters in American Dad is like, hey, like name's Chad Bingington, like I was on series, season 7 of The Real World, it's like, it's just funny. It's funny stuff. Yeah, I want to go back here. So Terry says, Terry, what up, man? It says Zach was a manipulative twerp. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but they reference that in the reboot, though. They do talk about him, like, and I think there was that
self-absorbed.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it was like Funny or Die or something. Does those videos where it's just like Zach Morris was trash or something like that, and they kind of highlight him being kind of like a douche.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, because he kind of was, you know what I mean? I get it, but he kind of was. Yeah.
Well, whatever. Yeah. It was funny for the show.
That's exactly right. All right, so let's move on. I had top 5 franchise corporate restaurants, and this one will probably run through pretty fast. I can't imagine anybody's were too high, but I'll give you my top ones. A&W just for the mugs, because I would like five finger discount the mugs. You know what I mean? So like I had like a whole collection of like those sweet mugs. I had Taco Bell, McDonald's, but like older McDonald's was better, like the McNuggets before they were the pink slime, obviously. Friendlies I put down there. There wasn't too much to pick from here, but Pizza Hut is hands down the best corporate restaurant, I feel, of like all time. Pizza Hut had it going on back then. It still probably got it going on if it's around. I'm not sure, but Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I don't know. I had Pizza Hut. Like, I kind of like the stuffed crust stuff, but I mean, I live in New York. I live in New York City. I can't do corporate pizza. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
I can't.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that makes sense, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me.
But, I mean, you could read a book. You could, you read a few books. You get a free pan pizza. Back in the day, like Land Before Time. I remember you get like a puppet. You used to get cool toys and stuff every once in a while. Different promotions with movies. I like Pizza Hut. What about you, Dave?
Wow, it's so crazy. I remember that too. The little puppets from them. So I don't know if the one that I'm thinking of counts as one, but I remember it was a restaurant back in the day. And being a wrestling fan, there was a wrestling restaurant from WWE in the middle of Times Square in the 90s.
Yep.
The World.
Uh-huh.
And that restaurant, I just loved it because you just went in there and it was just a nostalgia. I remember getting the little lunch boxes since I was still a kid back then, so I would get the kids meal. Get the little lunch box that would come with stickers. It would say WWE New York. It was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, Tim says it's his favorite. Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde.
New York.
Yeah, crazy thing. Yeah, I mean, living in New York, in the city, I went to WWE New York a bunch of times. It was great then. I actually enjoyed the food, and I ran into Lillian Garcia when I was on my way to the bathroom one day, which is kind of random that she was there. And I don't think she was doing an event or something. I think she was just there for whatever reason, which was pretty random. And they used to have concerts there too. They had a small stage and stuff, and I saw Drowning Pool there. And I'll never forget that because I lost. Tying in with this whole thing, I lost my beeper that night and never bought one ever again. I was like, that's the end of it. It's time to move on, Chief. It's time to go in and get a cell phone.
That's too funny. That's too funny. Yo, Terry said he knows about the mugs. He said they used to have the glass mugs. They were chilled, the best root beer. Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm not even a fan of the root beer. I think I even just got Hush Puppies from like the Papa era. What was it? Long John Silver's part. It's always on an A&W as well. And I just scarfed the mugs, man. I just thought they were great. So let me see. Ed, did you give a favorite corporate restaurant? I don't remember.
See, I guess WWE New York would jump in there because I was going to pull up my list, but that's definitely got to be on there. But the other ones are kind of around. I don't know, like Chili's and Uno's chain, not the original in Chicago, so I'm not trying to piss anyone off. No, the chain version that spun off of it eventually. TGI Fridays, Applebee's, things like that. I mean, they're all stuff that I think were all kind of like born in that era and have just stuck around.
Yes, it depends. The ones that could survive the trans fat ban.
Yeah,
pretty much. That's what it was. Because like Hardee's isn't around anymore. I don't think. At least it's not up here. I've never seen Hardee's.
Yeah, I mean, but there's like a Chili's around the corner for me. There's a mall around the corner, and there's a Chili's right there. So I mean, of course, it's going to keep going.
Right. No, that makes
sense.
But
WWE New York, dude. Dave, did you visit it while you were like visiting New York during that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have family that lives in Jersey, so I would be up there all the time during the summer. So, we were all like wrestling fans, so we would take the bus to Times Square and go to like Madame Tussauds and just walk around and gonna have lunch. Where at? WWE New York.
Yeah, and Tim brings up another one in his comment. There's a place called Jekyll and Hyde in New York City. I don't know if any of them. I know one of them shut down. There was one on 57th Street, but there was another one in the West Village, and it was great. It was just like a weird themed restaurant that was around Jekyll and Hyde, and they made like a comedy version of it, and they would just like the waiters and stuff would like kind of mess with you and that they were like assistants to Jekyll or Hyde, and there was a lot of props there and things like that. It was cool. It was a fun time.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it was. If you were in New York City, you probably went there at some point. It was pretty. It was a pretty big place in the 90s and like early 2000s.
That's awesome. All right, let's keep it rolling here. We'll get moving on too. So I put movie rentals down, and then I got thinking about it after I sent that email out for everybody. I never really had to rent movies. Like, I mean, we just saw movies all the time at the movie theater. So like, I put down video games for me, but I mean, movie rentals that I could think of. Probably the same ones that we talked about earlier. Like the Ninja Turtles. I rented that one like 3,000 times. The original Ninja Turtles. But for my top 5 things that I put down here, movies that I rented, I put Dances with Wolves because I remember my mom renting that movie, and she probably still has that same movie that she rented on VHS because we just never took it back, I don't think. So Dances with Wolves. I had Demolition Man, Final Destination I remember renting, and Blade I remember renting. Those were my
one.
Yeah.
Blade
was dope.
Blade was dope. I saw recently there was a I think it's in Oregon. There's this whole tour I'm going to go on when our kids are out of the house. I've been a dad since I was like 19, 20 years old. So once our kids are out of the house, we're going to go on this like round the United States tour of all these places that I want to kind of see. I can't do it right now. One of them, there's this place in Oregon that has like movie sets and different, designs, and costume sets and things that people wore, kind of like Hard Rock does. But I know they got like the whole Blade setup, like the whole thing, like all of it's like.
What are you talking about? Like the scene where the blood comes out in the club and stuff like that from the ceiling?
No.
Or the end one.
No. I'm not talking. Yeah. I don't mean the set. I mean like his.
Oh, okay.
Like his gear.
From the props from the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm what do they call him? Like his costume, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's more that because it's like gear. He's got like a chest plate and he's got all this stuff. I imagine it's probably just sitting there on a mannequin. Yeah. How about you, Dave? Go ahead and run through a movie if you want, or a movie or two that you've.
So thinking about these, this is a toughie. I'm gonna have to say for sure E.T.
E.T.
and that was because anytime when I was younger and I was sick, there was only two movies I wanted to watch, and this is the two I was gonna name. It's E.T. It'd be on replay. Well, rewind, watch it, rewind, watch, and the other one would be Austin Powers, the
Austin
first
Powers is great.
Wow.
Austin
Okay.
Powers is great.
and
It's
also
funny.
The Fifth Element. I forgot about that one too. That was another one that just again on repeat.
Epic movie. Multi-pass. Multi-pass. That's it. You got a multi-pass now. That's it. You're in forever. But my favorite line from that movie to this day is every time anyone mentions Fifth Element, I always go, negative, I am a meat popsicle. Like, are you human? You know, the guy's like, negative, I'm a meat popsicle. It's just so funny. It's a great movie. Ed, how about you? How about movie rentals? Did you have anything down?
So I kind of felt the movie rental stuff was a little was kind of repetitive from the top 5 movies, and but I'll just drop in what we used to do with movies. We had two VCRs, and the cables were hooked up because we're talking about VHS tapes now, and you would put the electric tape over the little space where they used to break off the plastic part of the VHS tape.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So you would rent the movie, do that, cover it, and then have a bunch of blank tapes, and I would rent movies and then copy them in 2 seconds after watching it, and then go ahead and just return that shit and be like, oh, it didn't work, or some stupid shit like that.
Awesome.
And then total criminal thing right there. But whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So all the movies I ended up owning anyway. And you could fit 3 movies on one VHS tape.
Oh, I know. It's so crazy how they did it. I totally get that. You're not the only person that I know that's done that. I never did, but I had
a whole library. It was insane. But my favorite tape that I made with 3 movies. All right, maybe this is my favorite movie rental thing. There was one tape I had as a kid, and it was movies that I should have no business watching because I was way too young to be watching these. It was RoboCop, Predator, and Cobra.
Okay.
Now, I'm talking to like 10, 11, 12 years old, and I'm like, I had no business watching this shit. But I would just watch it over, and I ran that tape into the damn ground. I probably just disintegrated and melted my VHS player or something like that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, come on. It was freaking awesome. That was like my favorite tape ever.
We had them like that. We had the one that I remember we had. It was so weird. It started off with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then it had Red Sonja and Conan the Barbarian. It was like all 3 movies on one tape. It was
those
dope,
make sense. But that makes sense because they were all connected.
Right.
Mine was just like 3 awesome action movies that I was just like, all right, I guess it's there. I mean, whatever.
No, that's perfect. All right, so moving on here. Let me see. We'll get to where am I at here? I'm gonna go to my banners, and so all right, so we're on the last one. Wow. Already an hour and a half into it. I guess I didn't plan out for how long this would be. So this was bands that we saw or wished you would have saw, bands or concerts that you wish you saw. My favorite band that I saw of this time was probably when I saw Tool at the Binghamton Arena on the Inside the Outside tour. That was pretty sweet. But what I wanted to see, mine was more of like a wish list. I mean, I would have loved to have seen like the Nirvana Unplugged,
classic.
Yeah. I mean, to be a fly on the wall and while they're tuning the guitars and stuff there, would have just been insane. Or like Alice in Chains, same ones put me on there. Or No Doubt. I would have loved to have seen Gwen Stefani like in the peak, like when No Doubt was really kicking, and she would just like break off and do like aerobics while she's singing. She's like, oh, hang on, I'm singing. So I hang on a second. Let me do like 37 push-ups, and then I'll jump back up and start singing again. You know what I mean? How about you, Dave? What do you got on there for concerts you saw or wish you saw?
As a kid, I didn't really see him many concerts. I think the one that I did see was Usher. He was on tour with Kanye right when Kanye was like dropping College Dropout. So it was
Old
great
Kanye.
seeing both of them. Yeah. So that was a fantastic concert. Ones that I would have wished I would have seen like back then, definitely would have been Backstreet Boys. I got to see them now, but I would have back then I would have loved to see them just because how big they were. And then someone else that I would have liked to have seen, and I mean obviously never got the chance, would have been Michael Jackson.
Right.
I would have loved to see
I didn't
Michael.
even think about that. Yeah, that's true. Michael Jackson, seriously.
I've been judging Tim about that for years. About New Kids on Vanilla Ice.
I saw Vanilla Ice in like in 2009, maybe in Tioga Downs, like the small casino thing. And he came on, he was like 2 hours late and did like the ninja rap right off the bat. And a couple people booed it. He like freaked out. I wish I had video of it. It was like, I don't know, he had like haters in the front. They were just like, I don't think there were people that were just gambling, just wasting.
He did get a lot of heat. He got a lot of hate at one point. Like
well,
right
he went
after.
on that show. He went on that show, you know, where he was like, you know, hanging out with Ron Jeremy and stuff, you know. And
oh, the Surreal Life, right?
Surreal Life.
Yeah,
I used to think that show.
Yeah, that's
and I hate reality TV, but I used to like that for some reason.
Yeah, no, give it. Yeah, I want to see. Well, you want to see Flavor Flav, man? Come on, you know.
Oh yeah, Bridget Nielsen and that whole season was crazy.
It's just so nuts. He's got those giant clocks. He's like, give me some sugar. It's like, oh my lord.
It was such an awkward pair.
yeah.
But you couldn't look away.
No, listen, remember, all I could think of is, so it throws me back to, like, Lowered Expectations. Remember that? Like, you know, like, was it Mad TV when it's like you just had the unlikely pair? My favorite one with Shaquille O'Neal ever was, like, you know, they do the little television dating thing, I guess. So, but, yeah, how about you, Ed? How about a concert that you saw or wish you saw?
So during the 90s, 2000s, I gotta be honest, I was a little fortunate for some of those concerts I saw. So one of the craziest ones that I saw that's like very much this era was I went to a summer sanitarium, and Tim was one of the people who was there. It was at Giant Stadium over here, and it was headlined by Metallica, and Limp Bizkit was on it with Linkin Park, with Stained, and Deftones. It was bonkers. It was completely bonkers, dude. Wow. Such an incredible show. It's one of my favorite concerts ever.
You must have left without a voice and deaf at the same time. I can't even imagine it.
Dude, my voice was shot. I was hungover because I was wasted at this thing. Like it was bananas.
Oh, I believe it. That's awesome.
It was bananas. And that wasn't even like some of the Ozfest that we went to. But another show that I got to see during this time was I got to see Kid Rock with Aerosmith and Run DMC in New Jersey. We got to see them at PNC Bank Arts. Tim was there also at that one. Me and Tim went to a lot of concerts for a while. That's two of them. I was been fortunate enough to see Wu-Tang Clan live a couple of times. I actually went with my wife. I think it was in 2019 in the summer, but I saw them in Hammerstein Ballroom years ago. The first time I saw them live, and dude, you couldn't see 2 feet past your face because of the smoke that was in there. Dude, people were just passing with no problem. Imagine that happening right now. Like with COVID and everything, people just passing like no problem and blah blah blah.
Oh right, yeah, no, I wouldn't even think. Yeah, you wouldn't even think about that. You know, now everybody's got to be in their own bubble. Everybody's got to be in their own bubble or something now, right? Or you got to watch concert from your car.
Yeah, so that's another one. I think it just made your cut, right? Because what did you cut off at? 2009.
2009, yeah.
So Yankee Stadium, first year, Jay-Z, Eminem.
Okay.
Was incredible.
Damn,
absolutely
man. So you got to see some
incredible.
Stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I've been fortunate to catch some like combos there.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And I feel, there's some Ozfest that we've seen some crazy shit like System of a Down and obviously Ozzy and I want to say Disturbed. I've also seen it in the same Ozfest show. But one person I never got to see though was Biggie. I never got to see Biggie live, and that was exactly. Like that's one thing I was just
greatest ever.
Definitely GOAT. But I never got to see him live, and I mean I've seen Jay fortunately enough, and I've seen Wu-Tang Clan, and I've seen Eminem and everything, but I never got to see Biggie, and that's something that like kills me. That I was too young to see it at that point because there's no way in hell I was gonna be able to go to a concert at that point, to see that. So
yeah.
So that's some of my favorite shows that I've been to.
No, those are awesome. Those are. I'm jealous. I'm definitely gonna tell you that I'm jealous. Yeah, like that's like no joke. He got cooler parents than I did, I guess, at the time.
No, that's the shit. They had nothing to do with it. It was very much like, listen, go buy a Ticketmaster, go find your way there. And
right.
That's what that was.
No, see, mine.
I'm gonna go to Tim's, Mom.
Yeah, it was just like, listen, I'm gonna go to. I'm just going out to go hang out and wherever, and that's it. Or just say a concert. And my father's like, I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, man.
Just come home alive.
There wasn't a lot of live music in my general vicinity growing up, man. Eric's aunt maybe playing the guitar in a corner, down by the laundromat or some stuff like that. But But no, listen, guys, I mean that's pretty much everything that I had on here. I mean, wow, that it went so fast, right? It all happened so fast.
It always
Is
does.
that how it goes? But is there? So if you guys want to take a second to go ahead and plug your shows before we cancel it out here and end it, by all means, by all means.
Dave, you want to go first? You're on like every show, man.
What are you talking? I don't know. I'm getting the Tim treatment here.
This week you've turned into Tim. This week you've been on everything. This week I was even inviting you on Granny's Peach Tea, but I know you couldn't make it there. But go ahead. No, plug yours.
Tim is on a lot of shows. Tim's every time I turn on his on, Tim's on a show. It's pretty.
Tim
good.
is the Pop Culture Pros Swiss Army knife.
Yo, and he knows,
and he's awesome.
And he knows he's there. Yeah, no, and he's not like the tweezers or something, man. Like he's like he's the scissors with the spring, always using it. You know what I mean? That's perfect.
Tim's the man.
All right, so I guess I'll go. Well, we're wrapping up the week right here, so I'll start off how things will go off next week. Next week, Monday, we have the A to Z show with Mr. Eric Zant that was here earlier, and I produce his show, so I pop in from time to time. Tuesday, between 6 and 6:30, there's the Just Too Sweet show, which is the wrestling show, also starring myself, Eric Zant, and Timmy Tabala, and also Gil, and whether the boss chimes in or not. And then right after that, we have the 4 Quarter show starring myself and my co-host, that we talk about sports for 4 quarters. We have an overtime where we talk about anything pop culture related, music, Meghan Markle, The Bachelor, whatever it is, you name it.
Nice.
Yeah. No,
nice.
they
all that stuff out.
So you just noticed, right? By the way, Dave just has Mondays and Tuesdays completely. He has it on lockdown. He's the man on that. And by the way, don't you guys? But by the way, next Tuesday, don't you guys on Just Too Sweet have like a tremendous 316 50th episode?
Oh yeah,
it is. Right. It's the 50th episode of the Just Too Sweet show, and it lands on 316. Where's Tim? We need the glass to shatter right now.
Oh my God! It's the rattlesnake. That's so good. That's perfect. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yeah, no, and then I mean, for me, Empire 161 is where we cover the Yankees and Star Wars, like I had mentioned earlier. We're on hiatus right now until right before opening day, so we'll be back once the Yankees start getting going again. But soon enough, baby. Baseball's right around the corner, and I can't wait. And then in the off season, we'll have Book of Boba Fett and all the Star Wars stuff coming down the pipe. So that show's got both of those things covered. But Granny's Peach Tea is actually, we're doing a show tomorrow night. So we're doing 2 this week. We did one last night, so we covered WandaVision finale and all the CW-verse stuff. Covered that last night. Tomorrow, we're covering, we're wrapping up our countdown to the Zack Snyder's Justice League. So we went and reviewed all the DCEU movies. So tomorrow we got our last 2. We got Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn, blah, 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 blah. And we got just the other version of Justice League, some known as Justice League. So we're going to be covering those 2 movies tomorrow. So if you're into that kind of thing, man, come check us out. We'll be on at 8:30 tomorrow night.
Right on. Awesome. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on here for the inaugural episode, episode 1. I guess I'll just sign us out here. So for producer Dave and my good friend here that I've got to know, Ed, I'm R.D. Rearson, Millennial Meltdown, and thanks. We'll see you.